Hi, how are you? Hi guys, it's me, Angie, and I'm here to tell you a few things about me that you may not know. Ready? Of course I like fruity drinks. Fruity drinks for a fruity tooty, fresh and booty. Yes, get into this burden only realness, honey. Yes. Of course I got some strawberry jelly and put it on my face to act like I was hit by Trump supporters. And of course they called me niggers because that's always what happens. Of course I haven't looked like this in 30 years, but it's my most attractive picture, so I'm going to milk it for everything it's worth, honey. Yes, I've never looked like this. Not even at that time. Of course I'm wearing lip gloss. I mean, all real men protect their lips so that their women's can taste them and they're soft and supple. Of course. And no, I didn't borrow this from my sister. Of course I bought some women's glasses to make myself look smart and masculine and attractive. And it failed on all aspects. Of course I'm going to take a picture in my shoebox, attempting to look laid back and just casual. Why not? Of course I love my hamburger hat. It's my trademark. I mean, if I don't wear this, who's going to wear it? And I wear it good. I wear it very good. Of course I look like a washed up trout. Of course my V-neck is a Z-neck. Of course my shirt is dirty. I'm Angie Coldsore. Do you expect anything else? Of course there'll be no hateration or holleration in this dancery. Get into it, honey. I'm a soldier in the army of Jesus Tyrone the Christ. Of course I look like an overgrown infant. And of course I have on my very high quality, very luxury Da Vinci dog blanket. You tricks wish you could afford this. Yes. Of course I want to be in formation, looking like all misinformation. Of course I look like a fairy tale pimp. Looks like I'm going to 17 different events all at the same time. And of course I'm wearing my trademark bow tie. Yes, get into it. Of course I look slow. Stupid is as stupid does. Of course I can't focus on anything. And of course my eyes go cross-eyed when I'm trying to read the comments. Y'all know I can't read. Of course I got muscles. I'm trying to look good for the women's. I'm going to take your men's. I'm not vaguely interested in the men's. Women's all day. Go women. Of course I was trying to look like the love child of Macaulay Culkin and Chris Brown. Of course you liked it. Of course I'm sexy. Of course this is my default position when I see a very attracted men's walk by. It's human nature. It's who I am. I can't help it. I mean, I'm always ready. When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Of course 34 Muppets were killed in the making of this coat. And of course my coat matches my lips. I am nothing if not a coordinated bitch. Of course I have no fashion sense. I mean, I didn't grow up with anybody, telling me what to wear and what not to wear. And of course I turn my face up. Have you smelled my breath? Of course I look like an upright chipmunk that smashed into a wall 17 times. I mean, it's a look. Of course I have a face full of foundational. And of course I had to gay up this bow tie because just my personality wasn't enough. I needed a brooch, honey. Of course this is my humble look. The look I give you guys when I'm pretending the Lord is talking to me. But of course the Lord doesn't even know who I am. Doesn't have my number and doesn't know where I live. Of course this belt is hanging on by a wing and a prayer. And of course this was the first and last time that BET ever had a social media awards. Not sure if it was a coincidence, but Of course I'm tucked for the gods, honey, and cinched. Get into my Da Vinci canoe boats. Ain't they sexy? Very luxury, very high quality. Of course I'm smiling to keep from dying because the stench off of this blanket. Child, please. It smelled like it was a part of the lost Dead Sea Scrolls. Of course I'm going to pretend like someone caught me off guard and then leaked my nudes, honey. OK Magazine and the Shade Room paid tens of fives of ones of dollars for this picture. Of course I'm giving you seductive summer's eve, summer breeze here. Get into my nipples. Ooh, it must be cold. Of course I only have a gym membership so I can go sit in the sauna and bird watch. I mean, who really comes to the gym to work out? Not me. I'll just get some lipo. Of course it looks like I just gave birth to a series of quintuplets. I mean, if you had it, wouldn't you want to flaunt it? Of course, my furniture was rented by BET. And do you know them heifers stuck me with the bill? I thought they was buying it just outright, but no, they put the lease in my name. I'm still paying on this shit. Of course, I can't fit into any of my clothes. I mean, all of my clothes are, from the Goodwill. And then, I eat ribs, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and crudités. Of course I want you to hold me, please. I don't have any friends. And I said I got tear gas and they threw it right at me, but I just kind of walked into the cloud so I can get some attention. And of course I wanted it on my face. I love it on my face. Of course this candle doesn't smell like anything, but yet and still I've heard that it's giving 5 to 10 of people headaches every time they try to sniff it. I don't know if that's a coincidence. Matter of fact, I can't spell coincidence. Of course I love a man in uniform, honey. We have the same hats, which means we have the same taste, which means we're in love, which means he's going to have my baby, which means I don't have to work anymore because he's a public figure. Of course I reminisce on the good old days when I was able to work with the love of my life, even though he couldn't stand me, which I found out later, but I still have hope for us. Of course it looks like I was rode hard and put away. Just look at me. I'm really not that attracted, am I? Of course I have several tones of colors in my head. And of course I look like a freshly released lesbian bulldog out of jail going to find a work release program, going to get my GED. Of course I have no idea who or what the St. Louis Cardinals are. I can't even pronounce the Cardinals. I think it's a group of guys that gets together and plays with balls. Got my attention. Of course I love a good wolf pussy, honey. It brings out the savageness of my eyes. Yes. Of course I broke the seesaw. Look at me. Of course I'm the only person who celebrates having 3,000 followers. And of course I blamed it on my team and said they bought the cake when I really bought it for myself. Of course I'm ready to nuck if you buck, but it's only for the women's. I'm too scared to fight a real man's, so I'm just gonna, go around and slap phones out of women's hands. Of course, I've always had dreams of being a ringmaster at the local circus / a train conductor. Of course, I went to the dentist and they told me there was nothing, and absolutely nothing they could do for me. The dental hygienist just screamed. She's never seen a condition like mine. Of course, I'm here having my 5th C-section. There's too much wear and tear on my hoo-ha. Just can't do natural no more, honey. Of course, my mom loves me, and I love her back. That's why I push her in my kitchen, talk to her like a dog, and steals all her birthday super chats. Of course, I have on a compression muscle girdle. You don't think I'm this snatched in real life, honey? You tried it. Of course I lie and say I don't wear the makeups and then look like someone left a cake out in the rain, honey. Donna Summer realness. Of course I'm horrible at photoshopping and editing. I graduated in a basement. Of course this looks like I'm wearing a flower pot, honey. You're not hip to Kojic fashions. This is in demand, okay? This cost me $5,000 and it was custom made by nuns in Italy. Of course I remember this day like it was yesterday. It was the bestest day of my whole life. He was actually touching me on my side. Of course I was acting like I really didn't like her and was making this face. But who know that in real life it was actually true. I couldn't stand her. I was jealous because she was everything that I wasn't. Of course I look stupid. I can't help it. You see my mama? Of course I don't have any real friends who like me or, family that actually messes me. So I have to throw my own birthday party. Funeral. Repast. Something. Of course I can't cut my cake. I have claws for hands and I don't know if my left from my right. And of course I use a knife backwards. Again, I went to school in the basement. Don't blame me. Of course when I meant facelift, I meant a face filter. Because who gets in a jacuzzi after having a facelift? Come on, even I'm not that stupid. Or am I? Of course I am woman, and of course you will hear me roar. Don't I look seductive? And I had to get the hired help to take a picture of me and act like it's paparazzi? I'm so pathetic. Of course I'm built like an upside down triangle drawn by a first grader. This is what happens when you get snatched Of course, I thought it was an accident when I accidentally fell out the chair. But if I knew then what I knew now, I would have never let Shorty push me. I think he doesn't like me. Of course, they should have hired me, the diva, the debutante, to play the Little Mermaid. Hallie who? Oh, I would have brought numbers to the box office, honey. Get into that arch in the back. Of course, I never let her actually braid my hair on real live. I just take pictures and stuff like that and go live when she's combing out my hair. But if you look closely, you can see where my ends hadn't been clipped, where the rubber bands had been put on. Of course I have muscles. I'm a man's, right? I'm a real boy. Ain't I? Hello? Somebody? Of course I had to stand behind him so I could get a really good view. I mean, brothers. Brothers, yeah. Yeah, brothers, look at each other's asses all the time and air hump them. Of course I'm posing like I should be on the front of a Cross My Heart bra box. I mean, look at this rack. If you had it, wouldn't you flaunt it too? Must be cold in the studio. Of course I look like this. You see my mama. Love you. Of course my legs are crossed at the ankles. The first women's taught me very well, honey. Get into that beat face. Of course nothing I wear ever matches. But I mean, when you got the coins, honey, you don't have to match. And of course my legs are still crossed at the ankles. I am a woman. A classy one. Of course, I had to get someone together because they were always trying me at the radio, when they were fake calling me slurs and I was recording them and harassing them. I had to get them together. Of course, I don't know how to stand like a real man's, so this one had to teach me how to do it. Did I pull it off? Do I look like, Andy Bow Wow? Arf! Of course I can't stand this trifling trigger. I mean, she's pretty, she has long hair, she has a rack that won't stop. I'm jealous. She's everything that I'm not. Of course this knee is beveled, honey. How do you think I take such good, attractive pictures? And of course I was flirting with Dr. Nick Tuck. I wanted him to nip and tuck me. Ow. Of course, once again, my legs are crossed and perched, honey. This is how you look slender with the paparazzis is following you. And, I'm doing everything I can and doing all my photoshopping to look as small as I can. Of course, I don't know what proportions mean. I mean, I can't spell it, really can't pronounce it, so I don't know what it means, but I look good. And, I mean, my ratios are off, but who cares? Of course, I didn't want her in the middle of this picture. I just wanted to be with my man. I mean, my brother. But, I mean, that's why I don't know where to put my hands, because I've never really touched a woman. Of course you'll never see me getting my hair braided on camera. I have a secret. Don't nobody know. Shh. But all that hair that I show is not mine. I bought it. Of course I'm bent over. Now that I don't have a job, I gotta find some way to pay these bills, honey. Of course, now that I've been let go, I don't have anything else to do, so I thought I would just terrorize the local senior citizens by running for alderqueer. Can I get your vote? I mean, look at me. Of course, this lady charged me extra for touching my toes and my hands. For some reason, she mentioned something about a no animals policy, but I ignored her because she's a hater. Of course, I have mugshots, honey. I'm a despicable excuse for a human being. Of course I look like this and my eyes look like that. I mean, when you suffer from FAS, this is really all you can muster. And of course I was never delivered, honey. That package never left the post office. Matter of fact, the package was never wrapped. The package was never purchased. No stamps. I'm free.